Oh, Fitz, I'm worried. All right, listen, Buffalo 0-5 on the road in the playoffs under Sean McDermott.
Really?
I don't think Josh has ever won there either. So they got to do something they've never done, and that's be able to win a road playoff game under Sean McDermott.
Welcome to Fitz and Whit. I'm Fitz, that's Whit, and this is a Wave original. Subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. And don't forget to give us 5 stars. Follow the show on social media at Fitz and Whit. That's Fitz, A-N-D, Whit. New episodes every Wednesday. Whit, tell the good people what we have on deck today.
Well, Fitz, coming up, the regular season is over, and we are headed into the playoffs, baby. You know all about this time of year, don't you? And we can't wait.
Just stop.
We can't wait to break down the best game of Wild Card Weekend. And that's our game, baby. On Prime, NFL on Prime. Fitz, we're going to be there. We are going to be there.
Dude, I can't believe it.
Come on. The trilogy of Green Bay, Chicago. Let's freaking go. We're also going to take a deep dive into the other games and let you know which one of these wildcard game matchups, we kind of want to tell you a little bit how we think they'll go. We picked great last week with Seattle, San Francisco. I'll just call us out right there.
That made the rounds, yeah. I didn't know Ricky Pearsall wasn't playing, you know?
Oh, is that what it was? Okay. Or Trent Williams. That was probably a big one. We also have some New Year's resolutions for some teams that didn't make it to the dance in the playoffs. So we got some changes they need to make. And of course, we'll find out which teams need a little spark heading into the playoffs.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, you see.
All right. Let's recap week 18 real quick. So what a wild way to end such an awesome season. Last game of the regular season. Chris Boswell misses the extra point to put the Steelers up by 3. They're only up to less than a minute to go. Isaiah Likely makes an insane catch on 4th down just to set up the game-winning field goal. A simple little 44-yard chip shot for Tyler Loop.
Dude, the faces when he missed the extra point, you could just see in Aaron's face, everybody knew what was about to happen. They're going to go kick a field goal, we're going to lose. And then that misses, and that poor kid, you could tell, man, God, I felt bad for him. Oh,
I felt bad too, man. The kid's been really good all year, and in the game's biggest moment with everybody watching, the Steelers find themselves in the playoffs.
Just gross.
And Steelers clinch the playoffs. The NFC South finishes with 3 teams at 8 and 9, and the Falcons rip out my poor little 6-year-old Jake's heart when they eliminate the Bucs. After the Bucs beat the Panthers on Saturday, they're feeling good. They think they're going to be in the playoffs. And then the Falcons promptly fire Raheem Morris. Interesting. The NFC North finishes with every team above 500. J.J. McCarthy gets hurt again. Max Brosmer just wins, baby. The Raiders secure the number 1 pick, and they promptly fire Pete Carroll. Looks like Tom Brady's going to be involved. Which is good because he disappeared after they started losing this season. So he'll be involved in some of the decisions there, apparently.
Wonder if he'll still be on the headset.
And then a few broken records. Just what a spectacular way to end the season. The Myles Garrett sack record, that was really cool.
Freak.
Burrow was really trying to not let him have it during that game. But, man, he is special. And then the Jets.
Dude, that was insane. How is that possible?
It's not even, people keep talking about this. They had no defensive interceptions in the entire season, but they only had 4 turnovers the whole season with. That's also crazy. An NFL record.
Never heard of anything like that. I really don't. I mean, a lot of teams just literally fall in, just luck into a lot of these turnovers. Like to only have that, it's crazy.
It's like, a snap over, a quarterback drops the ball and a quarterback sneak, snap over the head, like
just anything.
Something. They had 4 the entire year. So I feel like that's a job we still got to keep a close eye on because you've got a defensive-minded head coach and Aaron Glenn. Didn't go the way they wanted it to go. They're set up with all these draft picks in the next 2 years. But Jonathan Gannon is out. That's an interesting one. I feel like if Vic Fangio at 67 decides to retire, maybe JG finds himself back in Philly. Stefanski's out. What'd you think about that? Because we love the guy, respect the guy. Maybe it was his time to be done in Cleveland.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be out long. I'll say it that way. I think Stefanski's going to find another home quickly. I think he's in that conversation. Obviously, with the news of John Harbaugh getting fired as well by the Baltimore Ravens, absolutely crazy. That's another guy. Like those, they'll be somewhere else quickly because Kevin Stefanski, unbelievable dude. I reached out to him, and just immediate response and positive attitude and just who he is. And so, I look forward to seeing where his journey goes next. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I think people, we wanted him out of Cleveland. All right, be careful what you wish for because a really good coach, and sometimes when guys get fired, you got to wait a year before you can get the head coach job again. With Vrabel, I know he spent some time in Cleveland and was kind of feeling out where he was going to go, but I don't know. I think Stefanski gets hired right away again, gets right back into the cycle. And then I think it seems like Shula is going to be gone. It seems like he's one of the really hot candidates, the DC for the Rams. And Raheem, maybe he can slip back into his old job. Who knows?
Yeah, that one's an interesting one too, Fitz. When you think about it, like Raheem's is wild because I was thinking about, you look at that division, right? Everybody finishing 8-9 there at the top. And it's like, well, which one of these teams actually played without their quarterback the majority of this time? And it's Atlanta. And like of all the teams, the one that's getting punished technically, you're firing the head coach. Kind of feels like it was something that had to have been determined a long time ago.
Well, and they determined it before the Rams game. I know that. They
that's for sure.
To win that game, right? But it was a good finish to the season for him. So I was a little bit surprised on that one. But I know you're close with him, but the few times I've been able to meet him, I mean, the dude lights up a room.
Yep.
I know guys love playing for him. So that'll be interesting to see where he lands, but we know he'll land on his feet for sure. All right, let's get into this playoff stuff, Whit. So we're going to be in Chicago on Saturday, Bears, Packers. But before we dive into that one, because I think we got the best game of the weekend, which is insane. Insane. I want to talk about some of these other games. Let's start with our Rams, not your Rams. Let's start with our Rams.
You were drafted there. Don't forget where you were from.
Saturday, buddy. Panthers and Rams. They're in Charlotte. Rams are favored by 10. I know the Panthers beat them not too long ago. How do you see this game going?
Yeah, I think you look at that game. That was pretty interesting. It's right there with the Atlanta game for the Rams in the sense of turnovers, a pick six involved in the game, kind of some things that just went against them early. I think when I look at this game, look, no doubt the Panthers are going to be fired up. It's a home game. You're going to be in Carolina. There's going to be some energy, some emotion. But I think when you look at it, there's really not a lot of categories where this team is anywhere even close to as good as the Rams, defensively, offensively. Maybe you take special teams. I think that you'll probably see the first quarter and a half of this game, the Panthers will have a lot of an emotion and probably make this thing look like it's playoff football. We all know that, right? Everybody's got a chance to win. But I think with what the Rams have coming back and really the pride they have in this football team, they've kind of found it a little bit at the end of that Arizona game again because they've kind of been missing their mojo a little. I think they pull away and decisively win this game.
Yeah, and it's just funny with the Panthers. They lose the game that's supposed to secure them the playoff spot to the Bucs, right? And you're kind of hanging your heads after that game, and then Atlanta wins and gets you back in the playoffs. The emotions have to be weird. I mean, they thought their season was over, so I see this one getting out of hand early. And we talked a little bit about McVay and do you rest? Do you play the guys? I don't know if it was that important for seeding for them to play, but it was important for them, like you said, to kind of find the mojo. And I was a little worried there for a little bit because Arizona was winning that game.
Oh, dude.
And it was like, oh, no, this is going to work the other way. But I thought it was great the way they played at the end. They did find the mojo a little bit, and man, they are fun to watch. And it's fun to watch Puka get going and Kyron Williams. And I think Matthew Stafford took back he's leading in odds again to win the MVP, I think, which that's the way it should go. Even though, we had this discussion last year with Lamar and Josh. It's like, because you like one doesn't mean you don't like the other one. They both have had amazing seasons. Yep. Drake Maye has had an amazing season, nearly flawless, but I'm still going Matthew Stafford for the MVP, no doubt. And I don't even need to ask your opinion.
What? You don't want my opinion on this? No, listen, it's Matthew Stafford all day. I do think Drake Maye had an unbelievable season. I see everybody arguing about it all over the place, but hey, listen, Drake Maye, you got a lot of other opportunities to do this, all right? Matthew Stafford, baby, is the MVP. I'm not listening to anything else. It's not a debate for me. I'm just telling you, this is the facts. He's the MVP.
So let's skip over Saturday night because we'll be in Chicago. We're going to talk about that one last. Let's go to Sunday. I was a bit surprised I'm always interested when the odds come out on these games. The Bills at the Jaguars. The Jaguars are hot as fish grease right now. Bills are favored by 1.5 in this game at Jacksonville. How do you see this one going?
Oh, Fitz, I'm worried. All right, listen, Buffalo 0-5 on the road in the playoffs under Sean McDermott. So they're going to have to do something.
Really?
Yeah, 0-5. And I don't think Josh has ever won there either. So right now, they got to do something they've never done, and that's be able to win a road playoff game under Sean McDermott. So I'm a little worried about that. What I'm most concerned about, I think, when I look at this game, Jacksonville fits that mold of a really physical football team that I don't think they're going to be able to just come in and say, all right, we're going to run you over with James Cook. They're going to put Buffalo in some situations where Josh is going to have to make some Josh plays. And, they also on the other side have a guy like Liam Cohen who can dial it up. And so I'm worried about what's the plan going to be. I know Liam was with us in L.A. I mean, we always had a lot of offensive success against Sean McDermott. I think the motions and everything that really that offense is built around. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of game plan Jacksonville comes with offensively to stay on the football field, move it. I'm concerned. Buffalo's going to have to find a way. And, if you look at this game, I mean, they're down right now. I think a couple corners. They don't even know who corner 3 is going to be for this game.
Yeah. Harrison went down late in that last game.
Yeah, who's covering Jacoby Myers all day, Fitz? And that's what I'm worried about. And it's going to be some concerns that Liam's going to be able to expose some things with this team, just with injuries and everything else.
But the Bills are still favored, Whit. So I had to go back and take a glimpse at the season for Jacksonville because I haven't really watched them a ton. And, even when they've been on this little win streak here, it's like, all right, at some point it's going to end. But if you look at their season and the way that it's gone so far, they had 2 really poor offensive performances against Seattle and the Rams.
Yep.
So they scored 12 points, they scored 7 points, and then they have their bye week. They came out of their bye, so they've averaged almost 33 points a game since the bye week. They've gone 9-1. They've won 8 straight. Trevor Lawrence is playing great. I can't wait, for him to have a great playoff performance and to talk to Sherm about it.
Oh man, it's going to be great.
I'll say when I went back and watched him, because I've kind of been in the Sherm boat a little bit, in that Trevor has never really lived up to the billing of the number 1 pick and the big contract. And I think the thing that Liam has really helped him with this year, he's not afraid to let it rip.
Nope.
He's made some great throws deep over the middle. He gives guys chances on the one-on-one balls outside. He's seeing the field really well right now, and then he's using his legs a lot more, especially in the red zone.
Yep.
I think he's got 8 or 9 touchdown runs this year. But a lot of this points to Liam Cohen, and it's special when you get a play caller that really vibes and meshes and fits with your quarterback. I look back to, and I wrote down some stats for Baker Mayfield with Liam Cohen. I mean, he had similar attempts this year to what he did with Liam. Completion percentage down 7% this year from when he was with Liam. 800 less yards passing, 15 less passing touchdowns. At some point, that pattern has got to tell you something about how special Liam Cohen is a play caller. And I'll tell you another thing, and I don't know if you've seen him play much or seen some of the highlights. Parker Washington.
I knew you were going to say it. Parker
Dude,
Washington.
he is a problem.
Dude, problem.
He is they are loaded on offense. I mean, Parker
That's what
Washington
I'm saying. When you look at them
problem.
offensively, man, like for Buffalo and being down in the secondary is a problem. It's going to be an issue, and that's why I think it's going to be one of them games. Buffalo's going to score some points. And this defense is good. I mean, Jacksonville's defense is a good defense, and they've beat some good teams. I mean, they've played well against some good offenses. You look at their game against the Niners. They've got some games where you go, man, all right, this team can play, and they can play against top talent and really good coordinators. So I think it's going to be a challenge. I know Buffalo's favored. Man, I hope Josh Allen gets it rolling and they get it going. But it's going to be a challenge to go into Jacksonville and win. I don't think this game is one-sided by any means.
Yeah, and defensively for Jacksonville, I was interested too because they've been creating a lot of turnovers. Anthony Campanelli, their defense coordinator, was in Miami when I was there, so I was curious to see how much of the Brian Flores versus some of the other stuff that he does. He'll sprinkle in some flow stuff, but certainly has his own little flavor as well. But they're top 3 in turnover differential. And the thing that surprised me, they're number 1 in run defense in terms of yards per game, but I do think that's skewed. Sometimes stats can lie a little bit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And so, look, they've been winning all these games. They're a team that scores a lot. You try to keep pace with them. You're throwing the ball more than you're running. That's the really interesting part of the game that I want to see. I know you mentioned it earlier that they're just not going to be able to line up and play smash mouth with James Cook, but I think they have to start the game trying to do that.
Oh, 100%.
I really do. And then I think the other part that's important for Buffalo, let's get off to a fast start. Because if you get off to a fast start, Trevor's heart starts beating a little bit faster. You know, he hasn't been in these situations as much as Josh has been in these situations, and we know how much playoff football is driven by the play of quarterbacks. So
I'm going to predict, Fitz, we're going to see a couple boots, some screens early in this game by Liam Cohen. Like, I think he's going to try to calm Trev down to start this game. So if I was over there on the Buffalo side, I'm saying, hey, listen, you're going to have a bunch of plays to settle Trevor down in this game at first, because Liam knows what everyone's expecting, and he's going to settle his quarterback in to start this game. I wouldn't doubt it at the first play of the game is some kind of motion to outside zone, fake boot action, kind of get him a little easy flat throw or use his legs just to kind of get him settled in. I wouldn't doubt it. You know what this made me think when I saw this game, though, Fitz, because I was looking at the matchups? Joshua Allen Hines. I thought about the tape. Do you remember I did the Josh Allen tape? We had the Saints Jaguars. And I was doing the pass rush tape, and they started showing clips of Josh Allen. Oh my God, that's all I was thinking about. I was like, oh, dude, this is the tape.
No, not Buffalo Bills.
Not that Josh Allen.
Allen Hines. Yeah, that
so
was funny.
Good. That was great.
Sievert, come on, Sievert, you're better than that.
Learn how to shuffle cards.
All right, this one, I don't know where I'm at on this one. 49ers at Eagles. Philly is favored by 4.5. What do you think about that?
I feel like we're destined that we're probably about to see a little Eagles turnaround right here. It feels like we're going to see it. I'm okay with it. The only reason I'm okay with it is you think about the Niners. Trent's banged up a little bit. We saw really as hot as they were on offense. They face Seattle at home and really can't get a single thing going. I think that when you look at Philly, though, I think we forget this defense has played really good all year long. I mean, they've been a very good defense. They're getting healthier. And then if the Eagles get Lane Johnson, if they get a little healthier on offense, I just think that the Eagles, as we've said all year, I'm falling for the same trap. Like, man, all they are is just that one game of things clicking from this being better. I think they have been better and better these last few weeks as the season ended. And I think that they've kind of got that built-in chip on their shoulder. Like, man, everyone has just acted like we have no chance. And I think they can use that as fuel to go out and kind of show who they really are, because there's still a lot of really, really good football players on this team, and on offense especially. So I'm interested to see their response in the playoffs. How do they play? Niners coming to town. I think that Philly's going to win this game, actually.
All right. Well, I think San Fran's going to win the game.
I love it.
When somebody exposes our takes, at least one of
Right. Now we won't be on the same side. I'm not picking on the same side as you anymore, no matter what.
Pearsall's a big deal. I mean, he's got to be out there. And I think part of his injury this year has been the PCL, which is just a pain in the ass, especially for a receiver. And I think it flares up and it comes and it goes. So I'm hoping that Pearsall plays, hoping Trent is able to get out there. But I just think, Seattle's defense is that good. And
they are definitely
they really slowed down the Niners last week, but the Niners offense was playing so great. Oh, we talked about their punter, not punting for a whole month and all that. I'm really pulling for Brock Purdy, and I hope they can go in there and win this football game.
He took some shots last week. Woo.
He did, but it's going to be a good game, and this is one of those games too where it's like Philly's coming in fresh, right, or as fresh as you can be. They rested some of their guys. Where the Niners, they went for it and they played. So I think that'll be an interesting storyline to see if the Eagles do look a little bit more fresh in this game. We'll see. And is there any weather? Do you have any idea if there's weather on Sunday?
I don't know. I don't, Philly? But I'm going to guess there is probably.
Yeah, which to me, that favors the Eagles probably, right?
Yeah,
weather.
I would definitely say that would favor them.
All right, I think.
Come on.
Let's
get to this next one. I want to hear your take on this one.
The Chargers, Patriots. You want to hear my take?
I do. I want to hear what you think. Do you
Chargers
think there's
at
any
Patriots,
chance Herbert
New England
gets it done?
-3.5. I do think it's going to be a lower scoring affair, but I think that spread is too low. I know the Chargers have a good defense. The Patriots have been so consistent this year. I know we're talking, they haven't played teams with winning records. They haven't played a lot of great quarterbacks, but Vrabel's going to have the boys going. Drake Maye, I think it's been amazing the season he's put together and consistency every single week. And I think the big X factor here is Josh McDaniels. He's going to scheme up this Chargers defense a little bit. They're going to get a few shots early. You saw it with Houston and the Chargers, but I don't think this one's a contest. I think the Patriots win this one.
I like that. The only thing I'm a little just, you have these games, it's playoffs, right? Like everybody's gotten there. You've won some football games. You figured out how to win. You can compete at a high level. The Patriots lack a pass rush facing a Chargers group that, they're beat up, but you'd say that's their biggest weakness. Like if they had their 2 tackles, we'd say, man, this Chargers team's dangerous, as we saw earlier in the year. But that isn't really something the Patriots can expose that much. And so will Herbert still have some success in this game offensively because of that, really their lack of ability to get to the quarterback. So I just think that early in this game, if the Chargers come out and have a good plan and can execute a little bit, they can make this thing a game, and it'll be interesting. I do agree with you, though. I think that eventually just execution and the discipline and structure that the Mike Vrabel team plays with, we see it all the time out of his football teams. They are built literally to win playoff football because they're going to go out and make 0 mistakes. They're going to make you play perfect, and they're going to find a way to pull away at the end. And so I do think the Patriots win the game. I do think that it'll be interesting to see how the Chargers come out in this one because I know Justin Herbert, he wants that playoff victory bad.
All right, Texans at Steelers. Houston is favored, the Road Warriors, by 3 points. With Houston being favored by 3 points, they think this game is going to be 13-10, I think. But I think
there's a chance in this one or no?
No, I don't. I think the fans will be fired up. They'll be listening to Renegade in the third quarter. They'll be waving the terrible towels. But I think that Aaron Rodgers and kind of the dink and dunk, I think he's going to struggle against the Texans with that. They're going to rally the football. They play so physical. He'll get a little boost from DK Metcalf. I just don't know how many one-on-one opportunities he's going to have. And when he does have one-on-one opportunities, he's going to have Derek Stingley Jr. on him. So my biggest concern for the Texans in this game is my biggest concern for them all season, and especially towards the end of the year, is like, who are they on offense? And, they've shown glimpses, and they've done just enough in all these games, but I don't see this one being a high-scoring affair, but I do see Houston winning the game.
Yeah, I got Houston winning. I just think it's wild to think how good they are on defense, and that it's still a game all the time where you're nervous for them because offensively it just feels like, you just keep wanting more and more out of them because I feel like they have enough guys to get something more productive to happen. Offensively, you just haven't been able to see it. And so I think that this game will inevitably, you're playing anytime you have the opportunity where you're going to Pittsburgh and you're playing in that stadium in the playoffs, it just like what happened last week with TJ Watt somehow being on the football field, stuff just happens. You turn the ball over, craziness, chaos, and Houston's got to survive that a little. So they're going to need this offense. Like they are going to have to make some plays and put up some points to win this game for them because something's going to happen where Pittsburgh's going to have those moments they always have. But I got the Texans winning this one as well. We got a lot of road wins here. I mean, we're really believing in the road playoff teams. Woo.
This is the one I'm really curious to get your opinion on, though, is our game.
Okay.
Who do you think is going to win our game, Packers at the Chicago Bears?
I went into the week and I think I felt like, I think the Green Bay is kind of made for how the Bears play to kind of, I think LaFleur and them will take care of the football. They'll kind of put themselves in position to win this game. But, as you know this, I went out to Chicago, sat down with Caleb Williams for our pregame and interview, and like just being there, kind of being in that building, man, there's a lot of freaking confidence. Like they believe in what they're selling. I mean, you think we're talking about a team where the head coach in his opening press conference calls out Matt LaFleur and talks about, hey, man, I always look forward to beating him twice a year. He pulls his shirt off, rips his shirt off after our game in Philly, celebrating with a football team and one of their huge win for them on the road against a really good football team. You think of the confidence he speaks with their GM, Ryan Poles, talking about we're going to take over the North and never give it back. There's a belief. I mean, think of Caleb Williams after they beat the Packers. And over time, he's out in the community the next day with a cheese head on his head. Like he's wearing a cheese head hanging out in the community in Chicago. Like there's an aura and a confidence and belief they have that they're different and that they don't have to pay attention to the Aaron Rodgers Packers that own them for all these years. This is a new era and a new time. So I really feel like, man, there's a belief in them and there's just something special about this group, how this offensive line's played all year. I don't know. I have a feeling Ben Johnson's going to dial it up and the Bears are going to come out and win this football game.
I've been going back and forth. I rewatched the Week 14 game.
Four straight losses, Fitz.
The Week 16 game. I know. The Packers, the mojo's not great right now. I think when I watched the Bears offense, first of all, I didn't realize that the interior three, they've started in all 17 games this season.
Wow.
Tooney, Dahlman, and Jackson, which is incredible. And it played great. I mean, everything they do starts with the run game, right? It starts with DeAndre Swift. He's more of an outside runner. Kyle Monangai, he's more of the physical inside runner. But they have developed a style. And, like, they want to dominate you physically. And that part worries me for the Packers because I think that there is a real possibility, just like we saw when the Bears ran all over the Eagles in our Black Friday game. There is a real possibility that's going to happen in this game. I like what's happening with the tight ends with the Bears. Komet's put together a good year. He's a lot of blocking, obviously, but he's involved a little bit. But then Colston Loveland, oh my goodness. He had a career high, 10 catches, 91 yards. He's been a total stud. And you can tell, it seems like right now the two guys besides the running backs that Caleb trusts the most, Colston Loveland seems like he's number one. And Luther Burton, oh my goodness. Since Roma Dunze has gone down, like Luther Burton is a stud. He's a playmaker. They're trying to get the ball in his hands. So I love all of that. I love Caleb under center, the play action, but he still, and I saw this stat and I couldn't believe it, but he still scrambles this year on a fifth of his dropbacks.
Wow.
So it's like 20% of the time, which is more than any quarterback in the NFL, he's running outside the pocket. Now, he's an absolute wizard. He escapes everything. He hasn't been sacked much this year. But I still want to see him be able to deliver those, 15, 20-yard play-action passes that are being set up with all these great runs. They're not taking advantage of it much. Besides the Niners game, it seems like they've gotten off to a lot of slow starts.
Yep.
So here's what I would do if I was the Packers. Put everything you have into stopping the run. I think that's really important. Don't let Caleb off the hook by playing a ton of man coverage. As a quarterback, it's very easy if you play man coverage for me to pick my matchup, for me to take off and run, and for you not have anybody accounting for me. And so I think Caleb, when it's man coverage, is at his best.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to think that much. He can rely on his arm and his talent. So don't let him off the hook. Play a bunch of zone. Let's see what we can do there. And then the other big thing is this Bears defense thrives off of turnovers. And you mentioned it, but I think the Packers are going to be pretty good at that. They're dynamic. The thing I love about Jordan Love is that he doesn't discriminate with his receivers. Like, he's got a bunch of different dudes that he throws it to, and Tucker Kraft going down hurt them, but Jaden Reed coming back is enormous. And we still haven't seen that Jaden Reed game where he's going to go off for 120 yards. I think this one might be it. So I've been going back and forth, and I really want the Bears to win this game. But, dude, I think I'm going with the Green Bay Packers.
I love it.
This game. Even though they've lost 4 straight, even though they got absolutely dominated by the Ravens and Derrick Henry, they got run right through, and that's the thing that concerns me the most. I just think their wide receiver group is diverse. They're talented. Josh Jacobs, the last 2 games, didn't play last game, didn't play a ton the game before that. He's rested. He's ready to go. I don't know if Zach Tom's going to be healthy. That'll be a big thing for them, but
yeah, they think he's going to come back.
I'm opposite of you, man.
No, I get it.
Green Bay is going to win this game. I keep going back and forth, though.
I do, too. I started with Green Bay early in the week. I'm Chicago after going there. I'm probably just from going from Chicago, and I love Chicago. But I would say this, too. I think the other concerning thing for Green Bay really is just this lack of pass rush since Micah Parsons been gone. I mean, Rashad Gary, he hasn't had a sack since October. I mean, you think of the guy I thought this was going to be one of those elite rushers in the league for a while. He just has not had a great year. 3 sacks total in the last 4 games. 0 interceptions in the last 4 games. Like this defense is not playing at the level that we saw, when we had them at the very beginning of the year and then really how they started the year. So what I think the concerning thing that leads me to Chicago in this game is I don't think they know enough to know that they should be fearful because they don't really have a head coach that even thinks like that. And I think Green Bay's coming off of, man, this would have to be a total flip in confidence because right now, after these last 4 weeks, there's not a whole lot of confidence there. So I think that's what I'm worried about the most.
So my thing is, let's chalk it up to, Jordan Love got hurt. He hasn't played in 2.5 weeks. Like, I think they'll get a boost there from him. But you're right. They have to have some stuff go their way.
Remember this. It's playoff football. What's the last playoff game Jordan Love played in? In Philly last year, and he had a disaster of a game. I'm telling you, those things, they matter. You start thinking about it. It's in your head. And so I think for Jordan Love, this game, if the Packers are winning, he comes out and he's hot to start because he's got to have some good things happen for him early. And then he'll get out of his own head and he'll be able to play. I think it's going to be an unbelievable football game. But if Chicago can keep it close, man, the Iceman, Caleb Williams, as he's nicknamed, he's going to make plays. That's what he does.
Watching their 2 games before, what was awesome too is, if you remember, we all remember the throw to DJ Moore, like incredible game ender, and that was on Keyshawn Nixon. But if you remember the other game that didn't go their way, Keyshawn Nixon was the dude that picked it off in the end zone.
Yep.
So it was just it's so back and forth. It's going to be really chippy. I think if the weather is bad, that certainly favors Chicago.
Yeah.
But it seems like we have the perfect game. We might get the perfect playoff football weather too.
Oh, come on.
That snow just keeps pushing back a little bit towards game time.
Tony's going to be so happy.
Absolutely incredible. Oh no, Tony's going to be so pissed, but looking forward to that.
Bring a big coat, Tony.
Whit, the playoffs are here,
They're
and
here.
You know what that means.
I've already invited everyone over to your house on game day.
Whit, I'm not at my house on game day.
Oh.
We're in Chicago. How many people are showing up to my house?
Don't worry about it. And no, game day is complete without Rotel and Velveeta queso dip. Oh, my favorite. The go-to dip for any occasion.
All you need are 2 ingredients to make a best-in-class, warm, creamy, delicious queso.
Velveeta brings the creamy cheesiness, while Rotel brings the tomatoes, peppers, and spices.
Velveeta and Rotel make for crowd-pleasing recipes that everyone craves.
To find your easy, delicious queso recipe, visit rotel.com. That's RO-TEL.com. Hey, Fitz, do you know what great football and great sex have in common?
Oh, Whit, here we go again. Well, I'm usually shirtless at a desk.
Sure, and for whatever mindset you're in, Rose Sparks can make any round of sex feel like winning the Super Bowl.
And the playoffs are right around the corner, Whit.
We're not real Rose Sparks users, but we're excited to tell you what it's all about.
Rose Sparks are a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for guys who want harder and more controlled erections. They hit the bloodstream fast because they dissolve under the tongue. And getting hard fast means there's less waiting to perform.
Love that. Plus, its dual action formula stays active in your system for up to 36 hours, so you can be ready for the second half and even overtime, Fitz.
If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off their first order of Sparks on a recurring plan.
Connect with the provider at ro.co/Fitz and Whit to find out if prescription Rose Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/Fitz and Whit for $15 off your first order.
Sparks is a compounded drug product. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA-approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, and manufacturing review. For full safety information, go to ro.co/safety-info. You know, Whit, I've been thinking about making some changes to my diet.
What made you do that?
Well, there's no right time for better health. There's just now. AG1 is the easiest and most impactful habit you can implement this year.
Well, now I have to know more. Talk to me.
I know you do. AG1 is the opposite of complexity. 20 seconds, 1 scoop, 8 ounces of water, you're done. Drink it first thing, before coffee, before checking your phone. It'll become a micro habit that anchors everything else.
That sounds like one of the easiest things you could do to support your body in every day.
Yeah, and the new next-gen formula, they've added more vitamins and minerals than ever. It's clinically proven to fill common nutrient gaps.
Wow, I know it's very important for you to fill nutrient gaps.
You better believe it.
But how does it taste?
AG1 now comes in original, citrus, berry, and tropical. My favorite, of course, is berry, but experiment with all the flavors. They are delicious.
Well, when I need a product like this, AG1 is definitely the one I'd use.
AG1 has over 50,000 verified 5-star reviews and comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. Go to drinkag1.com/FW to get their best offer. For a limited time only, get a free AG1 duffel bag and free AG1 welcome kit with your first subscription order. Only while supplies last. That's drinkag1.com/FW. drinkag1.com/FW.
Thanks to Roe for sponsoring this next segment. All right, Fitz, round one of the playoffs is right in front of us, and some of these teams didn't finish the season the way they wanted to. The emotions are a little low, a little bit of lack of confidence. Which one of these teams do you think could use a little spark, and where are they going to find it?
One of the teams lacking confidence is certainly the Panthers after losing to the Bucs, thinking that their playoff hopes had been slaughtered, and now they find themselves back in the playoffs. So where are they going to find their spark? Bryce Young, throw the ball to Tetaroa McMillan down the field. Anytime you see one-on-one coverage, Tetaroa McMillan should be getting the football. This dude is a top 5 receiver. People are going to get mad. Top 7 receiver in the NFL already. He is an absolute stud. Let's give him some more chances. That is where the Panthers will find their spark.
I like that, Fitz. Well, funny enough, the team I'm going to pick that needs a spark is playing against the Panthers on Saturday morning, and that is the Los Angeles Rams, baby. All right? When I look at the Rams, all right, not really the finish they wanted to end the season, right? The mojo was a little off. Kind of weren't playing at their best, but there were some key people they needed out there, and these guys are going to bring the spark. That's Devontae Adams coming back from the hamstring injury. I got to see him run around a little bit the other day. This dude's going to be ready to go. I can't wait. And then Quentin Lake. That's the other one. We need Quentin Lake back out there. If you think of where this Rams team was when Quentin Lake got put on IR with his injury, back there in the secondary holding it down. That was after the Seattle game in LA when this Rams defense was one of the best in the NFL. They have not played as well since he's been out. So I think Quentin Lake and Devontae Adams are the spark that the Rams need to get on a run, baby. And we're not just trying to win a playoff game. We're trying to go all the way, get that second Super Bowl for Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay.
Here we go with the we, they thing again. Here we go.
Well, I mean, you should be saying we, but you gave up on them since they traded you away.
It's too many we's for me. So that was some inside information, though. Devontae Adams is ready to go, huh?
Well, I mean, they said he's most likely to play. I mean, what do I know? Or, I don't know. I don't know, Jack.
I mean, they've been showing him running routes before the games. I know they just kind of put him on ice for the last 3 games to have him raring and ready to go, but I'm excited for that little connection in the red zone as well.
Rose Sparks kicks in fast, so there's less waiting around for kickoff, and it stays in your system for up to 36 hours, so you're always ready for overtime.
Speaking of staying in your system for 36 hours,
talk to me.
I think we're finally done with our New Year's hangovers. Whit. I don't know how yours was, but we had a banger of a time here at the Fitzpatrick house. Playing some bunco.
Yeah, I think we went to sleep before it even happened. I don't even know if I saw the ball. Did the ball drop? I don't even know.
It did. There was a pine cone that dropped in Arizona. There was a ball, a guitar, all kinds of things are dropping now. But the season certainly over for a lot of teams. And, you always like to talk playoffs. I always like to talk about some of the teams that didn't make the playoffs, Whit. So for these teams needing to look forward to next year and for these fan bases needing to look forward to next year, let's pick a team or two and give some New Year's resolutions for the teams that won't be seeing the playoffs. Do you have a team in mind that you would like to give a little New Year's resolution to?
Oh, man, I'm going to pick, I'm going to probably go with, if I had to pick a New Year's resolution for a football team, I'm going to say the Cincinnati Bengals. That's who I'm going to go with. It's my other team. And here's my New Year's resolution here. Listen, they've already announced Zach Taylor, Duke Tobin are back. We're going to run it back. Joe Burrow, obviously shared some of his emotions and frustrations of just wanting to go out and win, wanting to play at an elite level. But let's be honest, he hasn't been able to be healthy, and that's just the truth, and it's a factor. What I would say my New Year's resolution for the Cincinnati Bengals is is we've seen some young defensive guys who have grown a little bit during the season. So you do feel good about that. We've got to go find some veteran playmakers. You look at their most successful time they had here. It was when they were able to go out and find some of these guys that helped them on defense through free agency. We got to get active. We got to bring in some guys to help this team out on defense that can set the tone and make plays. We talk about this all the time. Offense, defense, special teams, all of that. When you get into these big-time games, you need closers. We got to find those kind of guys through free agency, through the draft. We got to improve how we've drafted talent going forward. This Cincinnati Bengals team, too much talent, too much ability, and they've had too much offensive success. To go back and look at this season, how many times if they could just get one defensive stop? I'm not asking for 4, just one. Do you look at what their record would be if just in some critical moments in games they can just get off the football field? They've got to find a better way. And it's not, oh man, all the money's on offense. It is that they have just swung and missed on a bunch of defensive talent, and they've got to find a way to put a defense around this football team to where, yes, do we need Joe Burrow to be healthy? But the football team shouldn't be only on whether there's a healthy Joe Burrow. This should be a good football team that you can put out on a football field and then compete in games in a way that you'd say, hey, you know what? This defense can go out and win us a football game regardless of Joe Burrow being in there. And then Chase Brown, dude's been electric. Yeah, this last half of the season, they've really made him an emphasis, like, let's build something around this guy to take some of that pressure off of Joe and get a productive offense out there week in and week out. And for God's sakes, my guy Nick Lachey is going to lose his mind.
Nick's having a hard time, man. Nick's having a hard time.
Nick is in an absolute bind right now. I just saw some fans say they want to raise money so that Nick could buy the team. I mean, that's how bad they feel for him. Get my guy Nick Lachey in a better mood, and let's get the Cincinnati Bengals fixed, baby. Come on, that's my New Year's resolution. Bengals, we're back. Let's go.
Yeah, I think Nick's big point is if you keep swinging and missing on all these first rounders and second rounders and third rounders, maybe we should not have the guy that's making those decisions still there. But
I mean, seems like a solid point.
You know, mine, I've got a much happier New Year's resolution and team to pick. There's a lot of happiness surrounding the New York Jets right now.
Oh, there is?
No, there's not.
Okay.
But they have 2 first rounders.
They didn't get any kicks blocked. I don't know if you saw this, but they did not get any kicks blocked this year. They were better in field goal protection.
Great special teams this year.
I think that's one of the things they really came away from the year with.
Yeah, my son Brady's still pissed that Nick Folk, isn't getting any postseason awards because he's made 100 and something field goals in a row from inside 40 yards. Anyway, they got the number 2 pick, and they've got the number 16 pick that they got from the Sauce Gardner trade from the Colts. And then next year, they have 3 first-round picks. Their pick, the Colts pick, and the Cowboys' first-round pick, and that's from the Quinnen Williams trade. So the first decision for the Jets this offseason is Aaron Glenn the right coach moving forward as you hit reset on this franchise again? Is he the right guy to instill the winning culture? You thought he was last year. You've seen him for an entire year. It seemed like there was a real fall off at the end of the year. Is this who you want or not? And with that, Tanner Engstrand, is he the right guy to lead the offense and develop a young quarterback? And the second big decision, and what's going to lead me to my New Year's resolution, is what are the Jets going to do with the number 2 pick this year?
Oh, boy.
Here's what I will tell them. If you don't absolutely love the quarterback that you're taking at 2, please don't take one. You don't have to take one. You took 2 tackles the last 2 years in the top 11 picks. You've got to continue to develop these guys. You've got to add to the interior of your offensive line. Garrett Wilson's going to be back. You've got your playmaker on the outside. Bring in a veteran quarterback.
Fitz, I don't mean to cut you off. Did you see that Garrett Wilson was still their leading receiver and he hadn't caught a ball since week 6?
You know what stat it reminded me of is me leading the Miami Dolphins in rushing when I was 37 years old. That's what it reminded me of. I think he had 300 yards or something. Here's an example. They tried to do this, right? And they brought in Justin Fields. He's a nice guy. He's a really nice dude, but he's not that type of quarterback. He's not the type of quarterback that's going to make everybody around him better. Here's an example of a quarterback that you need to go out and get. And people may laugh at this because they didn't have a great season.
Andy Dalton.
Jacoby Brissett. Look at what Jacoby Brissett did in Arizona.
Yeah.
They had a miserable year, right? Gannon gets fired, Kyler, there's all this instability. At least he provided some stability. He provided some leadership in Arizona. Yep. And he helped continue to develop guys like Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr., even though he couldn't stay on the field, and Michael Wilson.
Yep.
And that doesn't happen unless you have an experienced veteran quarterback. So if you don't love a guy at 2, don't chase a guy. You have a whole slew of picks the next year. I think with the draft capital that they have, it's okay to be patient. Here's an idea. Sign a guy like Mac Jones. 2 years, $40 million. Is that what he's going to cost? I don't know. But build up the infrastructure of your organization for another year, because doing so will provide you with a better situation for a young quarterback to draft next year and for him to be successful. That would be my New Year's resolution for Darren Muji and the New York Jets.
Here, I'm going to play Sherm for a second. Well, it'd almost be like if you just use those picks to get a really good defensive tackle and a really good corner. Like if you'd have just had
I think they regretted paying him, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, what
if they could find a top 5 D tackle and a top 5 corner?
Unbelievable.
Sometimes it's more fun to play fantasy football and to have the picks, you know?
I agree.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I know we have a beard of the week because you sent me a beard. Where did you see the Santa-looking guy?
That was the beard of the week. That was my driver, and when I got picked up,
that was your driver in Arizona.
Arizona, that's right.
Yeah,
my man.
Okay,
he good man. He he had a pretty sick beard, and when you guys see this thing, I was very impressed. He walked up and he was rocking. I said, "Look, man, hey, I don't want to be inappropriate. I know we just met, and you're holding this door for me. Can I take a picture of your beard real quick?" And he was like, "Sure." He was very prideful, and he took me up to a little golf course to play some golf. Fitz. I had a good time. I'll send you some pictures.
Oh wow, what course was that?
Whisper Rock,
Arizona.
Yeah,
Whisper Rock.
Yeah,
look at you.
I don't know. Do you live? Oh wait a minute, you live in? Oh, that's right, you do live in Phoenix. Well, next time I go, I'll text you. I'll let you know I'm there.
You can invite me, maybe.
Yeah.
I only get to play nice golf courses if I'm with you, so that would be wonderful. Thank you. I spent a nice weekend in Flagstaff.
Oh, how was that? Snow?
Recharge the battery. Dude, no snow. There's a little bit of snow on the mountain. They've got a few lifts open, but not enough for me to take the kids skiing. So that was a bit of a bummer, but it's always nice to get up there. They set up your favorite pastime. They set up an ice rink at the country club.
Yes.
So you can go and
right up there
skate and play hockey. And so I was thinking about you, but they didn't have any size 17 skates, so you wouldn't be able to get on the ice anyway.
Well, listen, I went from Whisper Rock to Chicago, and it made me think about how cool it is. Our season's going full circle here, Fritz. We had the Packers Commanders to start the year, so you and I flew up to Chicago. We had a nice little romantic dinner at Chicago Cut. The place was unbelievable. I got to the city, and I just got reminded, dude, I love Chicago. I mean, I pull up in the lobby. The buildings are beautiful. The water. I mean, I'm just walking around a little bit last night. It was unbelievable. I love the city of Chicago. Feels like playoff football in the city. Every single person I ran into was like, you are picking the Bears Saturday night, right? And I'm like, yeah, of course I am. Only Fitz and Sherm are picking the Packers. But anyways, so that's how I replied to everything, just to kind of make sure everybody's on my side. But listen, that what an awesome city. It's going to be a sick atmosphere Saturday night, dude. I cannot wait. We're going to get some winter weather. It's going to be Soldier Field on a Saturday night. I thought this was crazy too. We talked about this the other day. These two franchises, Green Bay and Chicago, have played over 200 times, and this is only the third time they've played in the playoffs. Third time.
That's crazy.
And this is the rubber match. Chicago won in like 1941 maybe, and the Packers won in 2011. So this is the rubber match.
Well, I was thinking, so week 14, week 16, 18, 17, 18. So this is the third time they're playing each other in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, think about that as well. That's pretty crazy. I've mentioned my neighbors a couple times on this. There's on the other side of Sean, so 2 houses down from me, other side of my brother, and they are huge Bears fans. So I got them tickets to go to the game. We call him Dude, my neighbor, Dude, always making all kinds of noise. You're gonna get to meet him finally. You're gonna get to meet Dude. He hasn't been on a plane in 15 years.
Yes.
And the last time he was on a plane was Green Bay Chicago game, 2010. So he's excited. He's gonna get liquored up so he can ride on this airplane, and he is gonna be at the game. Now he told me if the Bears win, he'll probably go shirtless. So looking forward to it, dude. Can't wait.
Let's go.
I'm just excited. This is going to be a big-time game. I think this says a lot about Amazon and a lot about our team and the things that have happened the last 4 years for the NFL to be able to trust Prime to put this game on. Super excited, and I think we are super lucky to get this game, and we will try to do our best to honor it, man. Thank you, Raj. We appreciate it, man. But looking forward to it. I heard Urlacher might be there as well. I don't know if he's doing anything before the game or what, but
we'll go find us a couple little spots. I'm sure there'll be a couple places we could go find some of the tailgate action in Chicago, and we always like to walk in and have us a nice Guinness or something and see the people.
Oh, I can't wait, man. I love playoff football, Whit. Even if I didn't experience it as a player, I love playoff football now. So awesome, dude. Well, that's it for us. We will be back Wednesday with all the biggest news after round 1 of the playoffs. Fitz and Whit is a Wave original. Thanks to our production crew. And thanks again to all you beardos for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. We will see you guys next Wednesday.
Peace.